Portugal was exactly the reset I didn't know I needed. I came for 2 weeks, part vacation, part scouting mission, and part spiritual recharge. I wanted to slow down, reconnect, and explore what long-term living abroad could feel like. This is one of a couple of trips that I've taken over the last couple of years. So in Lisbon, I stayed in a quiet neighborhood called Belém, about 10 to 20 minutes from the city center. My Airbnb was in a traditional Portuguese occupied building, spacious, really nice, quaint, very peaceful. Everyone in the building was very friendly. I typically would either walk or take a Bolt or Uber, and they were very reasonably priced. What surprised me most on this trip was how much African cuisine I found myself drawn to. One of my favorite spots was Mambo, which was an African restaurant that had very flavorful, delicious food, great service. Another place that I went to was called Midnight Espresso. It's a tiny dessert bar that instantly became my spot. They played traditional jazz, just very quaint spot that I sipped on my espresso martinis. Of course, I had to try the iconic pastel de nata, which is the famous Portuguese custard that people line up around the block for. I didn't line up, but I did taste it several times while I was there. Honestly, all the food that I had during this trip was fresh, vibrant, and full of flavor. Some of the most unforgettable moments were the walking tours. I don't typically do tours, but I found myself drawn to just exploring some of the Airbnb experiences, and they were great. There was one that was curated by a young man from Togo named Naki, and just the wealth of knowledge and the passion. He's been there in Lisbon for about 7 years, and this tour is an absolute must when you go to Lisbon. I also did an Afro Flavors food tour, which was another amazing culinary cultural highlight. There was a multicultural tour that was curated by a guy named Teddy, and that one was more geared toward the art scene, also a cultural perspective, and also food. It was a very multi-layered walking tour. The sunset views were amazing, and I definitely felt like I would not have experienced a lot of places and things if I had gone by myself or attempted to do that. But the heart of the trip was the Black expat community I found in Lisbon. I attended an event by Krishan Wright of Black Sick Global, who's lived there for, I believe, about 3 years now. She has an amazing community, and she had an anniversary yacht party. The sisters that were there were vibrant and all very steeped in travel and relocating and leaving the United States. So getting insights from them was wonderful. There's an expat group that meets every Wednesday. I went to one of their brunches. That was great. Rashida Dow and Stephanie Perry of Exodus Summit, which is a huge group doing incredible work helping Black women travel, reset, and relocate abroad. They had a meetup dinner, which was really lovely. Another place that I went to was Asha's Place, which is a Black-owned studio. She does meditation, yoga, offers breath work, movement, weekly community activities, really quaint spot. The energy there was very grounding and familiar and affirming. It was very lovely. I went there a couple of times. Also found a Black-owned nail spa that was very lovely. Portugal reminded me that travel isn't about escaping, it's about aligning. And it's about giving yourself room to breathe, reflect, and grow. And as I continue building my travel company and planning retreats, I want more women to experience this kind of reset, beauty, culture, community, and healing together. Take this as your sign. And if you want to join me on future wellness or travel retreat, make sure you're subscribed and on my travel list. We're just getting started.